My dear honors second year students, today I will discuss on modern age. This is my third lecture on modern age. Today I will discuss four important poets of this modern age. To enrich modern age, symbolism was imported from French. T.S. Eliot is the pioneer of the modern age. The poetry of Romantic age and The Lady of Shalott could not impress the modern readers. Manly Hopkins, 1844 to 89, is called the road shower of the modern poets. Hopkins earned favor of Dr. Robert Bridges and experimented on different literature. Hopkins started sprung rhythm. Without any hesitation, he used local tongue. He rejected grammatical rules of writing of poetry. When Hopkins was Catholic, he was forbidden according to rules of religion for a long time. When he expressed as a poet himself, he opened his insight of the nature. Hopkins uncovered the inner sight and called it escape. You know, the external natural beauty is called landscape. Escape means as far as a poet can see. But six senses of human beings is called escape. Hopkins has used new style and prosody which stand him as modern poet. Of course, you know that the poetry of Anglo-Saxon age were divided in two parts. Accent was important there. Hopkins had left traditional style of the French and followed the Anglo-Saxon and the Greek. Now I will reflect on Robert Bridges, 1844 to 1930. Robert Bridges was a poetic laurel. His Testament of the Beauty is a philosophical poem. Bridges believed that self-knowledge and self-control can help a man to prosper. It is mentionable that though the poetry of Bridges were enriched with new style, he was inspired by the Elizabethan and the Victorian poets. Beauty is directly related to his principles, but he denied completely materialism. The Testament of the Beauty of Bridges establishes that sensuousness and combination of logic is always better. His poems in classical prosody is another example where he measured life with accent, not syllable. Many people believe that Bridges was one-sided supporter of the Greek classical tune and rhythm. Bridges wrote for himself in a small poem that I love all beauty, I search for them, I worship them. Worship of God is the love of beauty. I find pleasure among the beauty. Now, very well-known poet W.B. Yeats, 1865 to 1839. W.B. Yeats is called the greatest poet of modern age. His birthland is Ireland, so his poems bear Celtic, the characteristics of pre-Raphaelite group poets are found in the poems of Yeats. He describes beauty of Ireland, keeping aside politics and socialism. He believes ghost, witch, etc. He never certifies the age civilization. He always believes that modernism or civilization, of course, is an obstacle to express normal modern life or normal human life. When Yeats fell in love with Morgan, he left his dream and started his real social and political activities. For this reason, he could not follow the French poets. When the French poets were busy with own life and thoughts, Yeats involved himself with politics. He dreamed the liberty of Ireland, the wanderings of Oisin, countless Kathleen, the land of heart's desire, the shadowy waters, and the winds among the reeds are famous creatures of Yeats. His beloved Morgan left Yeats. Yet he wrote many poems referring Morgan. Yeats explained two kinds of symbolisms. One kind of symbolism only irritates emotions, and the second kind of symbolism raises idea. He was fond of second kind of symbolism, that is idea. He prefers wit and intelligence to emotion. Now I will discuss on T.S. Eliot, 1885 to 1965. T.S. Eliot was born in America and studied philosophy and literature. He was influenced by the metaphysical, Jacobean, French, and Dante. He is owed to Dante. The wasteland of Eliot is a document of modern dilemma or problem between the East and the West. Eliot observes that in the modern age, the old is repeated. Proof-work and other observations is the creation of modern age of T.S. Eliot. Here he presented the dirtiness of modern people. Next, the Wasteland is another greatest example of modern age. I.A. Richards wrote about Wasteland that a music of ideas and a poetic cryptogram. T.S. Eliot always maintained 5 characteristics in his poetry. Number 1 is he is fond of past. Number 2, he is against of democracy. He has no relation with the soul and mind of common people. Number 3, he loved symbol. He learns symbol from Socratic young. Number 4, he is owed to Ezra Pound for the decoration of poems. And lastly, number 5, his most characters are weak and backboneless, like Proof-work. But these characters always try to show their heroism. I have discussed 4 important poets of modern age. From the discussion, of course, you will understand that modern age is very complex. So, poetry must be complex to express the complexity of modern age. I hope this is a clear picture of modern age poetry. In my next lecture, I will discuss on drama and novel of modern age. No more today. Best of luck.